Blue Protocol is shutting down. For those who aren't aware, I have been playing Blue Protocol since it was released in Japan. And of course, there are a lot of people expecting it to be released globally. However, they have just released that it is being shut down. And of course, the crazy thing about this is that it was just kind of just unknown. Like we're not really too sure exactly what. I mean, realistically, we know what happened. The revenue wasn't enough. The big boys at the top said, "Pull the plug, pull the plug." The devs were probably like, "No, we can do it. We can do it. We can do it." They were like, "Pull the plug." That's why. I'm sure that's why it was so abruptly. So, but that's how business works. That's how companies work. They try to cut their losses. So I felt obligated to make this video because, like I said, some of y'all know, some of y'all who pay attention to my streams, pay attention to what I say, come to my streams frequently, or go to my VOD channel, my gameplay and VOD channel, know that I have been playing Blue Protocol since it came out. And I release videos usually on my gameplay and VOD channel of Blue Protocol stuff. So I just kind of wanted to go over this and discuss how impactful this is. Naturally, we know that Blue Protocol was very highly anticipated for a long time. It kind of went through like a development hell type period, where honestly it kind of got to a point where we weren't even sure if it was going to come out. It eventually did get released. However, it was announced prior to its release that the Western release would be handled by Amazon Games. This naturally shook up the community a lot. As we know, Amazon Games loves to fumble projects, loves to butcher projects, and loves to censor projects. We know this. So naturally, this did create some discourse within the community. Now, I can tell y'all, realistically speaking, had Blue Protocol been released globally, which would have been, the best option, the best way for things to have happened, had it been released globally at the state that Blue Protocol was in when it first came out, it would have gotten obliterated by the Western audience. As we all know, the Western audience is much more toxic when it comes to stuff like that. They don't really give things a chance. They would have obliterated it. And it received some flack on the JPN as well. But it would have been 1,000 times worse on the Western end. But with that being said, the game improved by leaps and bounds. And I can proudly say that they have done such a fantastic job at improving this game. Over the time that it's been out, almost 2 years, they have done an absolutely amazing job. Or I guess a little bit over a year, because we just had the anniversary. It has been phenomenal. It has been great. They have really listened to the community. The community has been great. I'm really impressed by how they listen to the community and how strict they were to making sure the community was in a good place, in a good shape. They were very quick to banning people and stuff like that, which I highly approve of. I highly approve of problematic individuals being banned very quickly. Always. I wish NGS would do the same thing, quite frankly. But that's a different game, a different time. I also play NGS for those who don't know. But the implementation of the new classes, the new areas, the weapon wheel, the combat wheel, all the little quality of life changes that they made, and the story, just absolutely phenomenal. The story is so captivating, and it just really brings you into this world as unlike any other. However, of course, the thing about all the improvement is that you have to have that catch up. So it was like, the longer it went on, the more I could tell that global release was probably never going to happen, because there were so many big changes that occurred in the game since it has been out. And I mean, so many. It is pretty much a completely different game. Well, not a completely different game, but a completely different experience than it was when it first came out. So always in the back of my head, the longer it went on, I kind of knew it was like, dude, because they released these things so quickly too. It was like every month they were making like big changes to like UI or mechanics or stuff like that. So it's like, how would the localization ever really catch up to that? At what point do you release the game and it be behind this or that in terms of the updates? Like, at which point is the game ready to be released? to the Western audience. So in the back of my head, I kind of knew that global at least was pretty much never coming. I knew that for a long time, but I was surprised that JP actually ended up shutting down. To me, the game was and is highly enjoyable, and I love getting on daily to do stuff on it, do my dailies on it, and everything of the sort. Now I can understand it does have a more grindier nature in some of its RNG aspects and some of its gearing aspects that I can see being problematic for today's society. As you know, today's society tends to want things a bit easier, and that's understandable. From someone who comes from an era of golden era of Final Fantasy 11, I don't mind grinding things naturally, but I can see how that could be problematic. And like I said, had the game been released in the West, especially in the state of its initial release, it would have gotten obliterated. It would have gotten slaughtered. Absolutely slaughtered. But many of y'all saw the video that I made, on the fireworks. I did release a video on my channel where I experienced within the community, they did a fireworks show. This was happening last winter, I believe it was. And it was absolutely beautiful. And these really reminded me of the community driven, just having a good time in a game, times that I used to experience back in old MMOs. Before it was just normal to be toxic, before it was normal to be a nuisance, before it was normal to, lie and manipulate at every chance you get. And that from Blue Protocol kind of gave peace to me. So over this period that I've been playing Blue Protocol, it's kind of by myself or whatever, like not on stream or whatever. Like it's kind of like my happy place, I guess. It's been a grand joy. It truthfully has, and I have loved pretty much every second of it. So it's unfortunate that the game's going to be shutting down. But they really went out of their way to provide a top quality product. And within the message that they released on how they're not going to be continuing, they stated that they don't believe that they can keep supplying the types of quality content that that we are demanding from them. I'm not sure who exactly is demanding these things or what members of the community are saying this or that. Hopefully they're not doing what some of these companies do and they listen to too much of what people say on X, because that is never a good thing. I cannot give enough emphasis on this. Be careful about listening directly, indirectly, tinkering, tottering with things from people who are on X. X is full of people who are not your majority player base, period. So I hope that's not the case. I'm sure it wasn't, but I'm just saying that for any other company that needs to hear that, please understand that the majority of your player base is just playing the game. They're probably not really even involved in the social media stuff. You know what I'm saying? They have other things to do. They got jobs. They got 9 to 5s. They can work 80 hours a week. You know what I'm saying? That most of them are not. Period. Keep that in mind. And so the official letter from them for the Amazon games version of Blue Protocol is that we regret to inform you that the Japanese version of Blue Protocol will be discontinued on Saturday, January 18th, 2025. As a result, we have also called our plans to release a Western version of the game in collaboration with Amazon Games. We have enjoyed a strong partnership or relationship with Amazon Games throughout the development of Blue Protocol, and both of our teams are disappointed that we will not be able to deliver the game to players around the world. We know there has been great opposition for Blue Protocol since the first announcement of the game. We want to deliver an experience that is like stepping into the world of anime, which they did. And we have been challenging ourselves to create a world where each and every player can enjoy adventures as the main character of the anime. We have worked hard to prepare for the release. However, we have come to the conclusion that it will not be possible to provide a service that satisfies all of you. We deeply apologize for the sudden announcement. And boy, was this sudden. Boy, was this sudden, y'all. So, They did, however, release a roadmap that shows what will be released. So, they'll still be releasing story and campaigns and new events and stuff like that up until release. So they did release this image here that showcases what we'll be looking forward to until the termination of the service. Yeah, I guess I just want to thank them. They released a video as well where they talk about this. There's a lot of kind of just up in the air stuff about this. We don't really know what exactly caused this. Uh, in short, I imagine just generally the general gaming scape of the world today probably caused this. They thought that this was a good idea, and then I think that when it released, it would definitely needed some polishing, 100%. Where it's at now is fabulous, but where it was when it released, it did need some polishing, and I believe that it got hit heavily by that. On top of the hit it got when Amazon Games was announced to be handling the localizations of it. So I don't think that they were really able to recover from this. It was hit hard before it really even had a chance to shine. Maybe if this game came out in the older days, in a different version of what the internet is now, it may have been okay, because in the olden days, generally you had, people understood that things took time and that there could be rocky or slow starts in these games, and they would give it time to grow. Things weren't just immediately just cancel culture for short. Pretty much is what they are now. The cancel culture. Everything's kind of they're not given any chance to shine. They're just, oh, this is that. All right, cut it off. Boom, that's done. So that's just the world that we live in, and I just want to say thank you for providing a game that really gave me an enjoyment outside of the other games I play, allowed me to kind of have that same feeling of a good community that I used to be able to experience in Golden Era of Final Fantasy 11. And quite frankly, I know that probably wouldn't exist if this game had released in global. I maybe not would have even played it in global. In fact, I'm kind of tired of global stuff, the way global tends to treat people. I guess just the acceptance of the toxicity, and just that's like a whole nother thing, though. Y'all can see I'm kind of getting real with that one. I'm tired of it, though. But yeah, I appreciate everything. Appreciate the time. Appreciate all the work put in from the devs. I'm always grateful for the devs when I see them putting in the work, putting in the time. A lot of people cut the devs short, and because they're not meeting your expectations quick enough. Like you're not the only person, and unfortunately, you see other games get hit by that pretty hard too. And give credit where credit's due. And because honestly, because of the state of our gaming society, it's hard for new games to come out, period, quite frankly. And I'm not sure if we'll ever see another MMO that really has a chance. I'm honestly not sure that we ever will. I feel like Blue Protocol may have been one of the last ones that could be something. Until our society changes and how we treat others and approach things, and the sheer toxicity and the cancel culture and all that stuff, until that changes, I just feel it's very hard. And mind you, there's some aspects on the gaming end that, of course, need to change too, such as all the monetizations and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's kind of a direct result of people pirate nowadays. People have to eat. The devs have to eat. Companies have to eat. So it's like, if you don't make these things, a lot of times things just get pirated or this or that. So it's a live service game is definitely a doozy, and our current society is not helping it in the slightest bit. Western society, anyway. So I just wanted to make this video saying thank you. Of course, I'll continue to play it until servers go off. It's kind of sad, knowing in the back of your head, like, oh, well, it's about to end. It's kind of sad. But I appreciate all the times I've had in the game. I appreciate all the nice individuals who I've met, the respectful individuals who I've met. There's plenty of them, plenty of them, and it's sad to see it go, for sure. It's sad to see it go because I don't know if there's another MMO that's caught my eye even remotely. I don't know if there is, you know, because I feel like, all we get now is just World of Warcraft clones. That's all we get now is World of Warcraft clones. And I'm not a World of Warcraft person. I don't like those games. So it's unfortunate. But anyways, I guess I'm rambling now. I don't know if you're still here at this point of the video. Just know I appreciate the time, and I appreciate the time that the devs spent with the game. And I hope that we get something more in the future that's as great as Blue Protocol was turning out to be and had become. So be sure to like, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Much love. Spikesu content.